start off with the first question?
Me.
Uh-oh.
Here.
How you doing?
State where you're from, state your name, and your
Do I need to
station.
come up?
Yes, please.
Come on.
Sorry, excuse me.
How are you, Mr. Thug?
How you doing?
I'm Keisha.
How you doing, Doug? What's up, man?
I host the Leave Alone with Keisha podcast, and I'm also the mom of a 16-year-old. So I have to listen to a lot of mumble mouth rap.
Right.
So how long do you think this style of rap is gonna last, and what can we do to make it go away quicker?
Oh,
I like mumble rap, actually.
You
It's-
did?
Really, I at first I didn't like mumble rap, actually, but then I said, I made myself. I said, man, these kids can't be that crazy. We gotta try to listen to it. And what mumble rap is, I believe, is punk rock. We know punk rock. You can see how all the mumble rappers have colorful hair like the punk rockers. They do the tattoos in the face, all that there. It's really like punk rap, you know what I'm saying? But if you listen to them, they kind of sound like Lil Uzi Vert sound like
Today's
Green
his
Day.
birthday, right?
He sound like a dude from Green Day, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
But he be saying some cool stuff, man. If you listen to him, they say some cool stuff sometimes. Some of that stuff, night worship, devil worshiping and stuff, I don't know. They weird a little bit, but like I say, if you listen to it, they saying something sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
thanks, Doug.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Skyla. Zeke said you had some question. Here you go. No, I don't. Zeke, you do it.
See? Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm Vicky with 95
How you doing?
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
20 years, that's amazing.
Thank you, I'm blessed.
That's awesome. So I love the whole Boston construction and what you're doing with that. Tell us more about it and what you have coming up for that for the community.
Okay, well, we did the community in Acres Home already. Lately, we did some townhouses. What we got going on right now that's real special for the community is we teamed up with Gossie Martin, and we bought a house out. We bought a house off of Homestead, and Boss Light Construction fixed it up, and we giving it away to a Harvey victim. Somebody who lost their house during Harvey. We get a whole house, a free house. We had to do a lot of meetings, go through a lot of legal things. I didn't think giving away a house would be so hard, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of stuff behind that. But at the, some family will be blessed, whatever they went through would turn into a blessing. So that's the beautiful thing about all this. We just, Boss Light Construction, we've been just rehabbing homes. We finished to build some more Laura Light homes over in Studiowood soon, so we just working.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
DJ Thruvo, KRXN Radio. I just want to know, what do you think are some of the key components that have helped you keep your career going for 20 years? And what are some of the things that we can look for in the future from you?
Man, I think just staying busy and putting out music, being consistent, I think that's the answer to everything. I think when you being yourself, you grow and you go through different phases and different things you do in life, and I like to just rap about my life. So it encourages me, like it makes me want to go buy new cars because I want to talk about new cars I got, in my music or whatever. So basically, I try to motivate myself through music. If I want to rap about new stuff, I gotta buy new things or do new things or live, and go through stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just a reflection of whatever I'm going through at the time. Right now, I'm Sugar Daddy Slim. So, project coming soon. I'm just living.
Appreciate you. Congratulations again.
Yeah, it is. Appreciate you, boss. Thank you.
All right, it's Darnell Broadcast Houston. My question would be, what do you want to go down in history as? The freestyle, you know what I'm saying? The Seawall or the entrepreneur, the humanitarian, the Sugar Daddy Slim? Like, what do you want to go down in history when it's all said and done?
I want to be the all-star, the man that did it all, man. I want a statue on the outside, throwing up the H or something, you know what I'm saying? I want to do some, LeBron James type things. Like, it's time, man. It's time to, be able to take control of our own community, you know what I'm saying, and just do stuff we ain't never did before, man. It's time to own the culture. I think that's the most important thing. I think if we just owned our culture, the clothes we wear, the clothes we buy, if we bought them from each other, I think everybody will be good. You know what I'm saying? So I want to try to do as much, buy as much as the culture or own as much of the culture as I can, and that's it.
Hey, I'm Jara.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right.
So my question is, in order to be as successful as you are, there has to be some type of routine that you do every day, whether it's speaking things into existence, or some type of meditation, or maybe you read books. What's one of the secrets to your success?
Man, I don't read books often. I did read the new Jay Prince book because I was interested in that. My daily routine, I really don't have a good daily routine. Honestly, I complain about that. Nothing in my life is like stable to me. Like everybody don't understand that how crazy it is. Like everybody, like most people have 9 to 5. They wake up, they know what they're gonna do for the rest of the week. They can plan it out. I can't. When you're an entrepreneur, especially when you're trying to do, music, construction, and all these other different things, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna be doing 5 days from now, you know what I'm saying? But I just gotta self-motivate myself through living. That's what I say, so people don't see me on Instagram doing this and doing that. It's really just me motivating myself to keep moving, get to that next level and do something new.
Hello, the host with the most. How you doing?
What's up?
Okay, so my question for you is, did Rihanna ever respond back to the DM? Because we need to know.
I didn't check. I don't think she even left me on red. I don't think she even looked.
Okay.
I figured she got how many million followers? Like 14 million. I feel like she got a million dudes in her DMs. So.
Yeah. So everybody else still can get Sugar Daddy Slim.
Yeah, okay. I'm still shopping Sugar Daddy Slim. Still looking for Sugar Baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a question over here.
What's up with it?
Hey, Nico had to know.
Let me get
a
it to the north side first.
Hold on a
Yeah.
second. Let me ask you a question. Just tell us some of the adversities you had to deal with in your career, in your 20 years career, because I know it ain't all glamour and gold. As being an artist in the industry, because we know y'all go through ups and downs. I'm good. Y'all go through ups and downs. And also, it's just two-part. And also some of the young upcoming artists. What advice would you give to them as far as being in the Houston game and, kind of, sticking together and kind of doing things together?
I think it's very important for Houston artists to stick together. Because I believe, when we came out and came up, it was a movement. And I think movements go further than one person, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's beneficial to everybody to stick together, and share fans, because somebody who listens to Zero might not listen to Slim Thug, but when we do a song together, he might say, oh, well, he ain't that bad. I mean, check out his stuff too. That's a new fan. So, just doing that around here can, get you a good little following, if you just, share each other fans.
What about the adversity?
Adversity, man, I go through shit. I promise I go through more shit than everybody. I swear, but you wouldn't even be able to tell because that ain't what I'm, at the same time, I'm always look at it like, 99 problems, 99,000 blessings. So, I never complain. I don't feel like I'm worthy to complain, as blessed as I am, as far as I came. So, but yeah, man, I go through so much shit, bro. You wouldn't believe it. I just don't broadcast.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's Jay with Houston Media Exposure. And congratulations on 20 years.
Thank you.
And everybody in our communities knows that to live 20 years is a big deal.
Right.
But to find success for 20 years is an even greater deal.
Amen.
So in retrospect, what would you say to yourself 20 years ago?
Man, that's a good question. That was made me think.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. That's a good question, but really, I feel like if you got common sense, you're gonna be okay in this world. You know what I'm saying? So, coming up in the game, I don't feel like I love my life. I feel like I made a lot of great moves. I can't think of one thing that I feel like, man, I really wish I could go back and change that. Really, I'm really so thankful about where I'm at and happy where I'm at that I just feel like, I made a lot of good decisions, so I'm happy where I'm at. But, the younger me I would just tell them to get into real estate and, more solid things earlier, something like that. Because rap is temporary, you know, it's like a gambling, you know what I'm saying? You get into real estate, people who selling houses making more than these rappers, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It ain't as cool, but you know, in real life, they living better than us, you know, so that's what people need to know. A lot of the cool shit ain't the, you know, most successful shit. You can be doing some, like I say, construction, you know, they making millions. They got $1 million contracts around Houston. You could be trucking, making millions. All that's good.
All right, this is Amanda Sapp with the Amanda Sapp Show on Amazing 102.5 FM. My boy DJ Nightcap is on the back there. My question to you is kind of a two-part. What's next for Boss Life? Are you signing any new artists? Do you look for more philanthropic opportunities? And are you looking to do more film and things like that?
I never felt like I was an actor. Cause even in videos, I hate doing videos. I ain't no dancer, you know, I be feeling awkward because I'm tall. I feel like I look goofy if I do too much anything. So I don't know.
If you can perform, you can act.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, at the same time, I feel like I can pull it off. I can pull it off acting. And if it was a good opportunity that came by, I probably would do it, you know, or do something, you know, just to try it, just to see if I can do it. But what else? What the rest of my
I was wondering, what's next for Boss Life? Are you signing any new artists? And you said you would do, well, are you going to do any more philanthropic things like you're doing now?
I tried to stay away from having artists, because having artists is like having kids, especially if you get money. Right. If you get money and then they ain't getting no money like you, it's gonna be messing over me, or it's, I need this, you know, it turned into a lot of that. So I don't directly want to have no artists. I would partner with an artist and, you know, try to help manage him or some stuff like that. But, you know, I don't really want to have no whole artist on my label or whatever. And as far as Boss Life, man, like I say, man, different opportunities pop up every single day. I know people think we so organized and everything is strategic. It really ain't, you know what I'm saying? Just like random shit happens. And here we are, you know, like, that's just, you know, I don't want to lie to y'all. I would make it sound better, but I just want to keep it 1,000. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, Slim?
What up with it, pimp?
Hey, man, this is Sumo, you know, Sumo World Radio. You know, we've been down for a long time,
yes,
man.
Yes, sir.
You really family when I think about it, man.
20 years.
20 years plus.
Right.
But I really got a question I want to ask you, because I actually saw your growth. You know, we was in the same hoods doing the same type of methods in order to get to where we need to get in life.
Right.
And I want to ask you, like, if somebody came to you right now, like one of the youngsters, you know, remember how you was in high school with you had the car with the wheels and everything, and they tell you, hey man, I really want to spend my money on these swings.
That's
like I know what I would tell them. I want to know what you would tell them.
Hey man, on the cool, like, cars is a big deal of happiness, man. Some people like find a lot of happiness in swinging. They not that dangerous these days, so you know I wouldn't just all the way knock it. But I would say don't start with an old school, because it'll take you a lot longer to, you know, come down clean messing with them old schools and how much they break down.
Oh, definitely. And one last thing before I get off the mic, man. You did a lot of blessing a lot before anybody knew you was doing a lot of blessing, especially around Studewood, Acres Home area, Homestead, the whole nine. I want to know, like, what was one of the things that made you feel the best in your whole career that you did for somebody that was not recorded, that they you and them only know that happened? Can you spill that out?
I ain't gonna do that. But yeah, it's been a lot of that, man. It's been a lot of that, man. And you know, it's a part of life. Like I say, I don't want to be trying to. I don't even like the attention of the other stuff we be doing, like how much you know, because I feel like it's kind of we taken away from it by trying to broadcast it and highlight it and cap with the shit. So, you know, I just kind of like live, man. If I could be a blessing to somebody, then I would love to be that. You know what I'm saying? But,
all right. Well, shoot, man, appreciate that. That's that Johnny Hollins respect right there.
Right, OG Johnny.
That's right. Hold on now.
Right.
Already. So my name is Low Key, Trill for Life Radio. You know what I'm saying? So my main question is, you know what I'm saying, Houston is filled with politics. You know what I'm saying? We know the politics, the unspoken truth is, you know what I'm saying, rappers like used to have they hold on the game, you know what I'm saying? But what do you feel like you did differently out here to still maintain revenue and make money as an artist out here?
I stayed consistent. you know what I'm saying? And then was my own boss, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, and I I started with Swisher House from where we was buying CDs for 50 cents and, you know, whatever, and actually, you know, we went to, had printers, put it on there, made the whole case, took it to the stores, we did the whole thing, so we seen the value of a rap song or freestyle or whatever. We know how much money we was gonna make off of this. So early I knew I didn't want to sign no record deal for $250,000 because I was making that already without them. I might not be as cool as everybody else. They might look cooler than me, they own videos and shit. But in real life, you know, the money was in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who sign record deals just look like they got it, you know what I'm saying? So shit, you know, I think that was it. I just had stayed independent and let my catalog build up through all these. I got shit from 98, you know, people like to listen to this day. I get streaming money out for. But if you wouldn't, I wasn't signed on a record label. So all that shit is coming to me. But if I was signed on a record label, none of the, you know, probably 1% of that shit would be coming to me right now. So that's what, in the long run, I got a catalog of a bunch of shit that I get. I only have a distribution deal. They only get 20%. I get 80. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? In the long run, it add up.
And you know what I'm saying? I guess, I ain't trying to hold the mic, but I guess that was another question I wanted to ask. You know what I'm saying? What advice would you give to an artist right now thinking about getting signed to a major label or sticking and not doing an independent? Because independent is not easy as well. Right. Like you said, you have to spend your own money to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So what advice would you give to artists out here right now?
Different artists, different advice. What you want to be a star? Go get on the record label. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna blow you up. They're gonna spend that money to get you here and there and make you look like, you know, put that marketing behind you that's gonna make you look like a star. It might work, it might not. You know what I'm saying? If it work out, you get a lot of show money. If not, you're gonna be probably stuck, you know, over there and can't move how you want to move and be complaining like some rappers do. You do it independent. Everything is on your back. You gotta spend. It's gonna be hell. It's hard work. You gotta put everything on your back. You can't even politic enough. You can't even make those type of moves majors making because it's just so on lock. You know what I'm saying? So you only can make certain moves. You know what I'm saying? And you probably won't be as famous as you would have been. Thank you.
How's it going, Snell?
Zeke the Freak. What up?
Zeke Bobby, KPLT 90.1, Damage Control. My question is, what's your outlook on the state of Houston hip hop, especially coming from where you started and how it's looking now?
Man, it's different, but I like a lot of it. I like it's definitely not like DJ Screw era Houston. You know what I'm saying? Where it was so much Houston pride and you know it was all about Houston support and. Even with the DJs and, you know, the city around it, like everybody was all Houston, you know, like now it's kind of, you know, niggas be charging to play shit. Niggas be on Instagram with it. You ain't paying my bill, fuck you, nigga. Like, you know, it's like a different type of energy.
That 0406 wave coming back again.
They say, them people been calling. They've been saying what's going on. It seems like something happening out there, you know, so it could definitely happen, man. I think if everybody stay working, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people making noise out there at the same time. So like I say, they need to work together, make that movement, you know. It definitely can happen.
How you doing, Mr. Slim Thug?
What's up, boss?
This Bugatti Body, man. I'm an upcoming artist. I'm also the newest member to the Core 94 radio.
Yeah.
So I stay grinding, I stay at work. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't rapping, I'm promoting. If I ain't promoting, I'm at the radio station trying to get something going. But I want to ask you something clearly, because I see you're a rapper that speaks your mind. I did 8.5 years in prison. But I want to know in your mind, what can you open up to tell the youth-wise to do music that's doing music, also in the change in their life, like coming from out of the streets? Because when you pay attention to what I said, because you got deaths going on with kids getting shot, youths getting shot, And I just want to know which way you think we can reach to the youth to try to find and lead to another way.
It's tough, man. I even have problems talking to my son sometimes, you know, a young teenager, but it's tough to connect with him. But man, somehow, some way, we gotta teach these kids some self-value, man, where they just, you know, appreciate who they are, you know, and understand that whatever they going through right now ain't forever. I was in the hood broke too. I could have gave up then. I could have, you know, done some dumb shit and missed my whole blessings. I done seen people who was around me who ended up doing the dumb shit and get locked up and missed the whole shine of me coming up. My homeboys missed the whole come up. And it was a year later, they could have just, if they would have just stayed around for a little longer, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, patience is what people need to learn. And that's really the biggest part, man, being patient and not trying to rush to success. And then coming from the other end of it, like, you know, so much shit I thought was important ain't worth, you know, me being in jail. I would give every single thing I got up, every fucking car, every piece of jewelry, every dollar I got to be out here free, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that shit cool, but you don't even use that shit a lot, you know? I don't even wear my fancy ass jewelry all the time because it ain't nowhere to wear it to. You ain't nowhere to drive these cars to a lot of the time, you know what I'm saying? It's shit you want, but it ain't shit you need, you know what I'm saying? So,
and then my last question is, and I'm gonna pass the mic. You know, you got a lot of rappers also that be trying to extend out and trying to extend their hand to a lot of the OGs that's in the game. You know, from yourself to Kiki to Bun, you know, all the way down the line, you know what I'm saying? Killer Colleen on all through. But you got some rappers that say they'll help out, but don't help out. They'll turn their back on an upcoming artist when he try to reach his hand out and try to get some growth with himself and try to extend himself. So how would you describe and how would you tell the artist it's upcoming to put footprints down and try to lead and try to get something from you guys? Game or 16 or help, whichever way.
I would say, man, if an artist ain't reaching back out to you, fuck it. Do it yourself, man. Like, you know, I never was relying on nobody to do nothing for me, and that's the way you gotta be in this game. Not just with OGs, with everything, with songs. Don't expect nobody to play your shit. Don't expect nobody to help you. The best thing to do is be able to stand on your own 2 feet and motherfuckers look at you like, man, he a star without nobody standing by you. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. So the best thing I would say to a young artist like that, hustle your ass. It's so many artists I didn't believe in, honestly, you know, that I didn't think that would be. I didn't think Mike Jones would sell 3 million records when we was in school together. I would have never believed it until I sat there and watched with my eyes. So it ain't like, I don't doubt nobody at all, ever, you know, but at the same time, don't wait on nobody to okay you, you know, do that shit. Prove them wrong. That should be your motivation.
Mr. Thug.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am a triple business owner and I bust my ass every day to make them successful. And it frosts my cookies how overly sexualized female hip-hop artists are now. So if you were to give advice for any up-and-coming female artists, would you tell them that it is necessary for them to clap their asses in all their videos or concentrate more so on the lyrics?
I would have to say I love the dancing and all that stuff. I can't just say I don't enjoy it as a male, but you know, I don't think like as ratchet as Cardi B is, I think she made some good content songs. You know what I'm saying? So if you gon' do it, I say balance it out. Shit, you know, just get the kids both sides of it. You know, let them know they ain't gotta do all that. But you know, if you do it for fun, you know that's what that is. But I don't know, on the cool, I want to stay away from this subject here. I don't want to say nothing wrong.
This is Amanda Sapp again. I'm sorry, I have my last question. This is Amanda Sapp with Amazing 102.5 FM. Catch us on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard.
Hey.
So my question to you is, when you're deciding to collaborate with someone musically, what is it that you're looking for from that particular artist? Is it the numbers? Is it their content that they have on social media? What sparks your interest when you say, you know what, I can work with this person?
Really, man, it's so, that's random too. I really can't say like I have a system or nothing. I just hear about you. Like, that's the best. If I hear about you making noise, like, not from you though, you know what I'm saying? 1,000 people come to me every day with a CD, and that's the same thing with other artists too. So you got to take in consideration. If you're a rapper, it's a 24-hour job.
Exactly.
At the gas station, restaurant, or for where you at, people want to be on, and they gonna come to you with their shit. You know what I'm saying? It get overwhelming sometimes, and then a lot of times people get your CD. I don't even have a CD player.
To play it.
Who listen to CDs these days? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But outlet is in. The best thing to do is make noise and make one for say, who is that? Who are? Let me, you know, it ain't got to be on the radio for me to hear. You know what I'm saying? It can be okay with Sauce. My homeboy Rico, man. We was just at a party, man. I seen that fool the other day performing with J-Dog. This fool whole shirt was wet. He was so wired up there, but he was jamming. Oh yeah, let me check him out. And we did a song, you know, that type of, it was that easy. It wasn't like he was on the, you know, I had to hear him on the radio or nothing. And then I, you know, so I say it just happened random like that. You know, people tell me a lot of the times, like my homeboy B-Gun, my homeboy Rico, they'll tell me, hey man, this dude over here doing something, check him out. And if I like it, shit, you know, I'm gonna try to help.
And last question, who does Slim Thug want to collaborate with, as far as a major artist is concerned?
A major artist?
Yes.
Shit. I would do a song with Drake, cause I know I'm gonna get that check.
Okay.
Drake, me and Drake, yeah. I know I get that check, I'll do a song with Drake, yeah. That's what's up. I like a lot of artists though, man. I'm really into music, man. Like every day I'm searching for new music, whether you own or especially underground. I love to talk shit to my homeboys and say I'm the first person who played this for you, you know. So I'm in all kind of music. Like I say, even mumble rap, you know, all that shit.
This is James with Houston Media Exposure, man. We have one more question in regards to, man, the lineup for us, the show, man. That motherfucker's dope. Got a lot of dope artists from the city, man. How that come about and how y'all select them artists?
Really, man, whenever I do something, I don't like it to be just all about me. You know, I want to make it a celebration for the city, you know, and celebrate not just my 20 years, but also I did a lot of collaborations. Some of my biggest records is with other people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely wanted to invite all the rappers out to come who I did records with. And you know what I'm saying? We get up there and represent and get the city what they want, you know what I'm saying? I just missed that old Houston, you know what I'm saying, family vibe we had where everybody was, you know what I'm saying, representing. Everybody was so proud to be from here. And it was all about Houston culture, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully this Friday we can get a, you know, reunion of that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is Skylar Dawn with Damage Control. And I do actually have a question for you. Earlier you said, I know, see, you caught me off guard. Earlier you said that you didn't have a daily routine.
Right.
And that you got to this place by yourself. And I know it's all fun and games and you like to have your vacations and do all your stuff. But I also know that you have a relationship with God.
Amen.
So do you think that you could have gotten to 20 years without a relationship with God?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't think I could have did that. That's really the only difference I see between me and everybody else who come from where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just know I was heavily into it. You know, like, you see me on Instagram praying every day. Like, I'm very public about it, you know what I'm saying? And very thankful, you know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like I couldn't have made it this long without God.
Yeah, because that's a big difference I see with you and
Right.
some other artists.
That's why I would stay every day, you know, letting people know.
Okay, hey Slim Thug, I'm Jara again. You gotta remember I'm Jara because I see you all the time.
Alright, you gotta holler at me.
Okay, I have a question. So, as you may know, the suicide rate is definitely on the rise. And I do understand that you've been in the game for 20 years now and you are the boss. Well, with you having the actual Boss Life company, have you thought about collaborating with schools and going out and talking to maybe elementary schools and middle schools, or are you, in order to go ahead and create them as bosses now, so that way when they're older, they can be as confident as you and already ready for life?
I run from schools, man, because I'm just so reckless still.
But you have a whole team of people.
Yeah, now they need to get their lazy ass up. They always want me to do the talking. That's what I tell them, man. Look, I'm still me. I'm still out here. You know, I'm still Sugar Daddy Slim. I don't know how much I want to say to kids, you know. And I'm just so blunt, man. I'm just so blunt. I know a lot of people don't agree with a lot of shit I be saying. So I try to stay away from talking to people's kids. I don't want no complaints, you know what I'm saying? Outside of school, maybe I catch them on, you know, if I see a little youngster doing something out here, I get at them, but I don't want to go to no schoolhouses.
What's up, Slim Thug? This is Rich Love Society. I'm here with 95.3 Jams. It's an honor to be in the room with you. So thank you for dedicating time, because I've learned some things about you that I didn't know before tonight, so that's great. So something I want to ask you, I've dealt with addiction, suicide attempts, all type of like incarceration, just a lot of things that people, when they see me now, they don't know. So I know how God has changed my life in this year. I have a show called The Testimony, and it's basically showcasing how God has changed people's lives. So I want to ask you, what is something, I want a positive and a negative. So what's something that you've learned positively, like how God came into your life and changed it? Because I know different opportunities have come from different people, and I'm sure a lot of it had something to do with God. And then what's something negative that you've been through that made your life the way it is now? Something that you learned.
Wow. I don't know. That's deep. What's some positive that...
Some kind of way. How did God, some like a scenario, like a situation where you know only God could have gave you that opportunity, somebody you met, something to give people hope to be like...
Every day when I talk, it's like even... it seemed like so much everyday stuff line up. Like I could be saying something and it'll be on the radio. He just said I'm over here by Scores, and at the same time I was listening to a song that gave him a shout out from EMG that I just did called Scores. So much stuff line up with me every single day. It feel like confirmation that I'm on the right track. I'm doing, you know, it's small stuff though. I sound crazy trying to explain.
The small things matter. You're so blessed.
Yeah.
So what's something that you've been through in life that made you who you are today? Like something you had to go through to be like, I'm glad I went through that. It was hard, but it made me who I am today.
Being young, I'm the youngest of 7. Single mother. I never met my dad in my life ever. You know what I'm saying? I don't you know, never seen him in real life or nothing. So my mother worked from 7 to 7, 12 hours a day. We was on Gulf Bank, just out there, you know what I'm saying? Raised, you know, basically like she was a good mother. Like at the end of the day, when I look back on childhood, I don't feel like I was, you know, neglected. We had good food, whether it was food stamps or not. We ate good, you know. I didn't feel like it was messed up because I ain't missed nothing I ain't never had. But at the same time, looking back, I was a man at a very young age, telling myself when to go home, like seeing my brother them go to jail, get shot, do all kind of stuff, sell drugs, getting, you know, it's crack getting cooked in the kitchen, like, you know, seeing all this, seeing them go to jail, it made me say, and we gotta drive, you know, hours to go see them in the pen on the weekend. It made me say, nah, I can't do this to my mama, you know what I'm saying? So I just had to grow up faster. I feel like all that there made me see I ain't with the dumb shit. I ain't finna be in jail. I ain't finna be locked up like this. You know, I'm finna stay free because I can't do shit in there or be nothing in there. So.
Okay, it's me again, Nikki. So, real quick ones. These are really quick ones, but I know these are just gonna be what people want to hear. Biggie or Tupac?
Oh, for sure, Tupac.
Tupac, cool. Okay, one more. Nicki or Cardi B?
Man, it's getting confusing right now. Cardi B came out with a hard record, man. She had a real good album. And with all them number ones, it's going to be hard.
That ain't what you're talking about.
Huh? Yeah, but I love Nicki, though. I love Nicki Minaj. I think she one of the coldest, you know, probably the coldest, you know, for sure, probably by herself. I got to pick one.
If you were going to put a song with one of them, which one would you rather?
Don't do it.
That's tough.
Cardi B.
I do something with Cardi B right now.
Yeah. Okay, last one. J-Lo or Halle Berry?
Nicki Minaj, huh?
J-Lo or Halle Berry?
I'll take J-Lo right now. J-Lo. Instagram pics been lit.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's up with it?
music and entertainment writer, as well as editor-in-chief of Motif and Volume, one of your grassroots organizations on the North Side. Product of Dwight D. Eisenhower High School as well. And yes, Antoine and Winslow, but just kidding. As a multifaceted brand, as well as investments with Burns Barbecue, burgers, and real estate. You've done a lot to set the influence of the culture, not just nationwide, and especially here in Houston, but on the North Side in particular. Is there someone that you can get behind right now?
Is there somebody I can get behind right now?
As an artist.
As a music artist?
Yes.
Definitely OTB. You know, Fast Lane. I definitely got his back. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's no paperwork. He ain't gotta be signed to be a nut. Just being, you know, from the Tidwell area, I definitely feel like, you know, whatever he need, I got him. It's good. So definitely him. But like I say, I have to be, you know, people gotta put me on game. I'm an OG. I don't know everything. You know, people gotta, you know, let me hear it. You know what I'm saying? Zeke gotta say, man, your boy over there jamming, you know, I gotta get the word. You know, I ain't all the way tuned in like people think I know.
Yes, and one more question, especially for artists that are in the room, as well as managers, public relations, and different moving pieces behind an artist. Now, which one, if I know a lot of people have budgets are different, is there a particular role that an artist should have next to them when they're trying to brand themselves? Which one?
Role?
Yes, any role, whether it be a manager, a PR person.
All that.
All of it.
All of that is very important. All of that can determine if you're successful or not. You know what I'm saying? If you have that right promotion, you can have good music, whatever. Without that promotion, it's gonna be out of there. Without a good manager, it's gonna be out of there.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, one more time. So my name is DJ MC Mr. Low Key. We got Trill for Life Radio. This is what Trill is, not just world of slogans, lifestyle, we live like this. And Pimp C was one of the artists that stamped you way back in the gap. You know what I'm saying? So what is some advice that Pimp C gave you that you won't never forget about?
Man, me and Pimp would just be on the phone for hours, you know what I'm saying? Just talking. Like, you know, he just always told me a bunch of good stories more than advice. We'll just sit there. Well, his best advice to me is Slim Thug and Zero, y'all still with the trip and need to get together. That was his best advice to me, is put Trevor with Zero and, you know, get some money together. And we did, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely say that's the best advice. But I just used to be on the phone with Pimp and hearing all kind of stories, man. And, you know, I just miss him. You know, he definitely was the ideal rapper for Texas. He had that slang, you know what I'm saying? He had that sound, you know what I'm saying? He just showed you how Texas is supposed to be, how you're supposed to sound. It was beautiful, man. So I miss that music. I miss Pimp.
All right, so now we have the 20th year anniversary. Thank you all so much for coming out. You guys are doing a great job. And well thought out questions. Oh my gosh, how'd you like those questions, Slim?
It was good. I feel like I'm on Dr. Phil or something.
Good job, guys. Hold on.
What I want to do now is just really spend about 5 minutes. Me and Slim got to go to radio early in the morning. His day is really fucked up for the rest of the week. He ain't as cool as y'all think he is about all this shit we got him doing. This ain't a regular 20-year anniversary show. It's a lot of, we ain't even promoters. We just doing it ourselves, figuring it out right now. But I just want to spend 5 minutes just to talk about the 20th anniversary and the show, what you can expect from it, things that he's got, surprises, whatever. But we'll take just a couple more questions and then you can get out of here.
Hey, what's going on? It's Sumo, man, with Sumo World Radio, man. So I got a really important question. This is, I just want to say, for the new artists, I want you to tell the new artists exactly how they can do it, because I want you to do it. How and what all that you have to do in order to keep the same guys you started with you at this age you are right now?
Oh shit, just really like loyalty and honesty, and, you know what I'm saying? Just being real, man. Like, don't be on no snake fake shit, you know, and it's gonna last forever, you know. That's it, man. Just you know, find like-minded people. Put people around you who ain't on no snake fake shit. Exactly what I'm saying. Like, get you a team of solid dudes who really got your back and roll. You know what I'm saying? It's easy.
I always tell you I'm proud of you whenever I see you. So I'm gonna make sure in public I say I'm proud of you.
Appreciate that, boss. I sure appreciate it.
100.
Last couple questions. Skylar again. Zeke would like me to ask you. This is part of our show. How important do you think radio play is to artists today?
I don't think it's a must in today's world. I think it's a lot of rappers who get money without no radio play, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely don't think people should get so caught up into it, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have to make a hit record. You can make great music and still, you know, get a lot of money through streams. So YouTube is definitely the world now. I think it might be more important than radio. This shit on the cool nowadays.
Well, congratulations on your 20 years now. I know I started with you back in what, like 05, 06. Been rocking ever since then, man. So congratulations, bro.
Appreciate that, boss.
What's happening, Slim?
What's up with it, man?
Man, it's Slim Images. Representing Texas Plug, man.
That's what's up.
Been following from way back in the day, man. I have a personal question I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
I had a best friend from back in the day by the name of Stetson Hopkins. I wanted to know, what do you think? Did he tell you anything that you carry with you to this day? And where do you think he would be if he was still alive to this day?
I mean, he didn't tell me nothing that was carried. He ain't say nothing that I just carried me like no sin, and then he was just, you know, my homeboy. And you know, we was so young when that shit happened, man. It's like, just that whole thing did do something. It did, you know, calm me down. That was another big part of, you know, we was out in the streets, but after that happened, we began to do those little Tuesday meetings at his mother's house, and you know, that helped out a lot with, you know, keeping us off of the dumb shit. And it was a saying that they had there, in order to do something you never done, you gotta, in order to get something you never got, you gotta do something you never done. You know, that's something, you know, I carry with me from that. So that's something I can think about.
One last thing. Where did you get the name Boss Life? What made you want to
Boss Life? Where did I get the name Boss Life? Man, it was just a transition of, like I say, I just keep growing and keep trying to stay fresh in the world. And I did a mixtape called Boss Life. Just, you know, just randomly coming up with that, put it on a t-shirt, it took off, turned that into a record label, turned it into a clothing line, you know, and construction company and everything else, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, like I say, it wasn't nothing well thought out. It was just some random shit. It just came together. Appreciate that, boss.
All right, so we have one last question. We'll go straight into the 20th year anniversary celebration for August 3rd.
Let's get it.
All right, last question, Jay, with Houston Media Exposure. And being that we're here for a press conference with you, which is very, very rare, I want you to explain to us and to all your friends out there why it's important to have media and what the role media plays in boosting an artist's career.
It's definitely good to have media for more awareness for whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're putting out music, whether you're doing a show, you know what I'm saying? These are the people who get the word out to the people, so media is definitely a big part of, you know, the music business. You definitely gotta, you know, get involved.
All right, thank you all so much for that segment. Now we're gonna go straight into the 20th year anniversary.
So for the 20th anniversary, you know what I'm saying, I see you got a bunch of artists that's on this lineup.
Right.
And just speak on some of those artists and what made you choose them to be on the lineup for the 20th anniversary.
Man, I really just wanted to try to capture as best as I can the different eras of my career. You know what I'm saying? When I was with Swisher House, when I got with ESG, the Already Platinum stage, the Boss of Our Bosses stage, back independent with the Thug and the Outrun and all that there, the transitioning from Thug Show to Boss Life, And then, you know, to being Sugar Daddy Slim right now, you know what I'm saying?
So another question, are you going to be performing some of these songs that we remember? Because like I said, the 20th anniversary, I'm 36 years old, so I've been jamming you for a hot 20 years.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, coming out, going live right there, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, are you performing a lot of these classics as well as bringing some of these artists?
That's what this is for. I'm going to be performing 1 million songs that I never performed before. I swear the show CD is like 2 hours, like real life. Like I still don't even, we gotta talk about this here. But the thing is, it's from day one, like, you know, freestyles with Swisher House, you know, to being with all that, Boss Hog, all that. We're gonna take them back to day one and try to have the people who was around from every era, you know what I'm saying, to come out and represent with me, you know what I'm saying? So you'll get to, you know, hear all those memories, you know what I'm saying? Capital, all that, you know, so. And then we got a big ass screen behind where we gonna have a lot of good visuals in the back to, you know, bag it all up, so.
What's your 2 most favorite songs of your own?
Great question that I don't know the answer to. Man, Thug is one of my favorite songs just because it's probably like one of my biggest songs, honestly. What else? I like Church and Peaceful. Like them, like some of them 2 of my other favorites. There's so many, man. Like I say, when you listen to the show CD, when I go in there, I've been rapping since I was 17 years old. I'm 37 years old. That's 20. And the thing is, the difference is people don't really realize or understand is I'm an underground artist. So we wouldn't like, if you was coming up in the 90s and you a regular rapper, you gonna put an album out once a year, once every 2 years. We was dropping shit every month, you know what I'm saying? We was putting mixtapes out every single month, then doing the album, freestyle tape. Then I had independent albums with ESG and them, and had my solo albums and underground mixtapes. So it was a whole lot of music to try to put in one night, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like 2 hours of music, man. It's a whole lot of music, but we trying to figure it out, make it all make sense, right, Hell?
Figure it out. You got 2 hours to do.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, it's people who like the new shit who never heard the old shit, who wasn't even born, you know, when that shit came out. So it's like, it's gonna be a good history lesson on, you know, not just me, but the city of Houston and, you know, other rappers.
Question. Last one about your music. I'm sorry. This is Amanda Sapp from the Amanda Sapp Show on Amazing 102.1. When you are listening to your old and new, does that help you create new music? Like, how does your old music help you to decide how you're gonna create new music?
It don't. I don't think it do.
Okay.
But I listen to the old music, and some of the shit I be liking, some of it I be like, I don't really like that. But you know, it's definitely good for memories. You know what I'm saying? I listen to my old music to just yesterday I was at Galveston with my kids listening to one of the Kappa freestyles. I posted it on Instagram, and you know, I was talking about riding down the seawall, the Victorian Inn, and I passed by all that shit. So it was cool, man. You know, that's like I say, I just live the memories through my old music.
Thank you.
Will we hear any of the beef songs?
You will not hear the beef song. The boss will not be performed at all. We definitely will have Lil Mario and all of them in the building, so that would be crazy. Nah.
I had to stir it up a little bit.
Yeah, nah, we good, man. We all good, so there won't be no beef. Yeah, it is.
Thank you guys for coming out. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Can't wait to see y'all.